a flashback on memory lane, and we're gonna talk about maybe a a tender topic here.
Okay.
I remember when we were kids, we got taken away from our family and went to foster care. Can you elaborate and explain to us what you remember about that?
Yeah, what I remembered was, I guess I was a little bit older than you, so maybe I might have more memories. But
Yes.
I remember one morning, we were living in a trailer park. So the whole entire street of the trailer park was filled with cops with guns and yelling and screaming and telling us to open the door. And then they took my older brothers. A week later, state came, and that's when they took us. And then we were actually trying to sneak you out. It was me and you and Narita. We were actually trying to sneak y'all out back of the window, trying to sneak you out, trying to see if we can run away. But obviously, that didn't work out. And long story short, we were living together. Right, we went to daycare. Actually, we were all in daycare. We were all living at the same house. We're in daycare, and we got picked up. Me and you got picked up, and our sisters got picked up, and it was just us two. And we lived together and away from everyone, but it's just two for about nearly 2 years.
Nice.
It was just us two. I actually don't have a lot of memories with you in foster care. I don't think we really played together a lot in
hmm
foster care. Did we?
No. Do you remember the first family we went to?
Yeah, the black family.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
What do you remember about that?
Yeah. There was really. I think they were really nice people, very sweet people. Actually, yeah. They were. I don't know. I don't know. I actually met the guy, one of them. I remember. We were outside eating a lot, like outdoor. I think we were. I think we thought that they were kind of like mean or rude or something, but I don't know. These people, I've seen them around town, and they're actually like really big people around town, and they do a lot of stuff for the community. So,
Well, I see the father sometimes.
uh huh,
He works for UPS,
yeah,
and I see him from time to time. Do you?
yeah, I do. He's actually like the director for like the NAACP,
Oh yeah.
something like that, for around town.
When was the last time you seen him?
The last time I saw him, we were at me and Anan. Actually, this is like 4 years ago. Um, a congresswoman, Social Torres Smalls.
Uh,
She was actually in Hobbs. This is like 3 4 years ago, and I really wanted to go see her. It was at a house, and Anan actually came with me. And I
Wait,
saw him. He actually introduced me to the congresswoman. Hey, he actually lived with me when I was in fostering kids. So that was really cool.
nice.
So I was introduced to her. She actually ran. She only was like a one-term congresswoman.
Uh
She
huh.
tried running again, but she lost.
Wow. Yeah. What I remember from that was
Yeah.
I remember they were actually kind of mean.
You know what? They were mean. They were mean. But I think I don't know. I think I get kind of confused because the memories I do have is mean, but then what I hear about them and what they do and stuff like that is like, well, they do this and they do that. So I don't want to bash them too much.
Right. Right. Okay. Yeah. Well, I
Hmm.
remember they would eat dinner inside as a family,
Yeah. Yeah.
and we would eat outside in the backyard by
Yeah.
ourselves.
Yeah. I remember that too. Yeah.
And I also remember they used to make us brush our teeth with our fingers.
I don't remember that.
Yes.
I don't. But yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah. They used to make us brush our teeth with our fingers, and I remember being in foster care. I was always really thirsty.
Mm.
Really, I was always thirsty for some reason, and I remember being in the shower, drinking the shower water, cause I was
Are you
really
serious?
thirsty. Like I was thirsty, like I wouldn't get like water.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
Okay.
Uh huh. That's just what I remember. But we was with
Hmm.
that first family for a little bit.
You know what? I do remember we were the their family, their immediate family. They were like inside eating, and we were like in the room when it was our turn. Then we went outside and ate. I remember that. But I think because I ran into the guy, like I said, a couple years ago, and he seemed very excited to see me and very excited. Um, I don't know. I think maybe he used my story to promote his how he is and try to make himself look better. Maybe.
Yes.
But like again, I don't really. I just heard really good things about him now. But
Uh huh.
yeah.
Yeah, we were there with them for a little bit,
Hmm.
and so let's move on to the second family. Remember, if you could start from day one with them?
Yeah, I remember we got picked up at the daycare, and I remember who are these people? And I remember I was sitting in the back of the truck, and it smelled like cigarette, like ashtrays everywhere.
What ethnicity were they?
They were white.
They were white.
They were white. And I remember showing up to their house, and we stayed like a futon. Um, I think like the best part though, I think like the biggest memory, I don't know if you remember, but we actually went to Kmart and she bought like a whole bunch of stuff for us.
I do remember that, and I remember that was the first time I ever smelled new clothes.
Oh yeah,
You know that new clothes smell?
yeah.
I remember I had my
Hmm.
first ever new pair of white tees.
Oh yeah.
Remember smelling those white tees
Hmm.
and just remembering the new scent, and it just blew my mind. And I do remember going to Kmart getting clothes, and it was so new to me
Hmm.
because we came from, a
Yeah.
poor family. You could say, I guess we weren't so privileged, and that new clothes smell was just blew my mind.
You know what? I agree. Just to put things into perspective, it was us and like seven, kids, right, living in a trailer, like 2 bedrooms. I remember this trailer when the cops showed up and they blocked the whole trailer like road. We actually didn't have a doorknob. Like that's what I actually remember. I actually didn't miss that part.
On the front
Like
door?
when the state showed up, we actually instead of a doorknob, we actually had a piece of shirt, like a shirt, just like covering the hole where the doorknob goes.
In the living room?
Because I remember like the state people, they knocked on the door, and I remember peeking a hole on it, and I remember putting my finger down with the shirt of the hole, the shirt hole, whatever, and I was like, crap, it's a lady. We don't. Maybe it's the cops or something. But I actually remember we didn't have a doorknob.
Okay, we're gonna take a
I don't
couple.
know if you remember that. Do you remember that?
No, I do not remember that.
Yeah.
Um, what happened? What led to that moment? Why did we get taken away?
Yeah, so I don't know if you knew this, but yeah, I think obviously, our older brothers, got into some trouble and they got caught. They decided to, you know, do some break into a school, broke into school. I remember stealing little stereos and computers, and they found a trail where it leads to, which was our trailer. Um, yeah, that's what it really was.
Okay, yes, I remember that. Um, back to the second family. Talk to us more about them.
Uh, I really didn't have any like really like. I mean, they disciplined us, had those hard conversations with us. And as kids, we always think, oh, they're like mean and stuff. But I think they had their moments. I don't. I think I know a lot of people had a probably worse experience. But I know we didn't experience anything like traumatic necessarily. Um, so yeah, I just remember just we had to go to school every day. There's times where we had to literally. I don't think we've ever missed like school because they just like forced us to go to school.
Right, right.
Yeah,
Okay.
how was your experience? Though? I mean, what do you think? I mean, I didn't know that you were thirsty. You were so thirsty to the point you were drinking water from the shower
Yes.
until now. So I didn't know you experienced that. Maybe because you were. I don't
Yes.
know. Maybe they bullied you. What was yours?
Um. Yeah, I just remember being really thirsty, and like you said, the cigarette smoking white people, and just being a little kid. Um. You know, we don't name drop on this podcast in a negative light.
Huh?
We only say names when it's positive. But I don't know if you remember the foster sister there, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Um, did you ever hear about the Gregory Brooks murder that happened maybe a year ago?
Never heard of it.
So there's this man, this black man. He was a good community member.
Hmm.
I'm not too sure what he did. But I think he like did what was he podcasting? What was he doing? Like a content creator? I think he was a comedian, but he tragically got gunned down and murdered. And the dude that murdered him, he had a female with him, and that female with him was the foster sister we lived with.
I didn't know that.
Yes. So apparently, they're still looking for the murderer, and they're looking
You
for
serious?
her.
I didn't
Yes.
know that.
Yes, they're looking for her for questioning, and I think they're still looking for the killer. But I heard that girl's on drugs and in the streets and with the wrong crowd.
Really?
Yes.
You know, I actually ran into her brother like a couple months back, actually like 3 months ago, and I actually said, "Hey, how's she doing?" You know, and they were like shocked because I asked. And
Which brother was this?
this was the oldest one, like the oldest, not the fat one or the chubby one, but the
Yeah.
the other one. Yeah, it was him, and I remember I was like, "Hey, how's she doing?" And she's like, he looked at me kind of confused, like
Did he remember you?
oh yeah, he remembered me. Actually, yeah, he definitely remembered me.
What was that
He made it
conversation
awkward.
like?
He was awkward about it.
Really?
I said hi, and as soon as I walked away, he whispered to his wife, "Hey, we fostered him when he was little. We fostered him."
Did you shake his hand?
Shook his hand. Yeah, he has a family. He has like 5 grown kids. He actually looks exactly like his dad.
No way.
Yeah. How was your experience? Did they treat you right?
Oh man. The oldest one was decent. I guess you could say he was cool.
Uh huh.
And the second one, the chubby one you're talking about,
Yeah.
he was a sick, nasty motherfucker.
Yeah.
Sick, nasty motherfucker.
What did you say that?
I don't know if you remember, but he would fucking scratch his ass and fucking chase me around the
That's
fucking
he-
room
he's
and
never
put
done
his
that.
hand in my fucking face.
He's never done that to me.
Yes, I remember he used to put his hand in his fucking
That's
ass
disgusting.
after
Okay.
his little baseball practices
Yeah.
and fucking chase me trying to get me to smell his hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's disgusting. And he was like a white freckle redhead,
White freckle,
chubby.
fat boy. Yours is, you
And
play ball like a girl. Off the Sandlot, he
No,
looked
he
just
has
like that
exactly
motherfucker.
like him. No, exactly.
Just like that motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly. Redhead, everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
You play ball like a girl.
Then you were pretty mistreated. I mean, you were drinking water from the shower.
See, look,
He
now,
was getting that happened.
now I do that to my wife. That's a joke. That's a joke.
Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I got my boy E-Roll behind the camera.
Yeah, that's crazy. And then I didn't know that. And fun fact, actually, I was actually kind of mean to Romero as we were growing up. I think he's always wanted a friendship, and he's always wanted to hang out, and I was always mean to him. And I remember, I don't know why, but
Give me 1 second, real quick.
He's gonna.
I just had to make sure that door was shut because my kid walked out. My dad leaves the door open. But yeah, I remember that motherfucker being nasty like that, bro.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
So,
Fucking-
how do you think? You mentioned foster care. How do you think? In what way did it like impact you as an adult and as a father and as a husband?
Man. I really don't know how to explain. I don't think it impacted me that much as a father and a husband. I think that came to me naturally, being a father and husband, being a good dad, I guess, and husband. I don't think that impacted me, but I guess it just showed me, just how white people live.
Yeah.
Eating. It's probably why I love mashed potatoes so much,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. I just
Yeah.
remember eating white people food.
I remember we didn't like the food.
We didn't like the food.
So I remember getting like a dinner, and then I think we both did it. Actually, I remember Meryl got in trouble because we would both be like, not even touching the food. We'd be like, I'm full. Remember? Remember we would say that.
I'm full. We didn't even touch the food.
Yeah. And then Meryl, one time he got caught because he started putting food in his mouth and kept going to the restroom. And what he'd do is he'll grab the food, go into the toilet, and then flush it, and he will do that like many times to the point where he obviously got caught.
I also would make sure that computer don't die. I would also eat the food, spit it out in my hand, and give it to your dogs and cats. Because their dogs and cats would be under the table. And I'll just feed the cats and dogs, like drop it on the ground and they'll eat it up. So their animals would be at my feet all the time.
Yeah.
And I would give them the food.
Yeah.
Because I didn't like the food.
I remember everybody would drink sweet tea except for me and Romero. It was just milk. And everybody would.
What kind of food was it, bro? Like
honestly,
man, it was like fucking broccoli, just like unseasoned, tasteless steak.
I don't remember even having steak. I remember having like soup with like green beans and like other stuff, but it was like soup. It was like bread and soup, and yeah, I don't remember a lot actually.
I remember it had no flavor,
Mm.
and I remember getting up in the middle of the night and sneak into the kitchen and get like brownies.
You did that?
Yeah, I would get up and I would sneak in the kitchen in the middle of the night and get cookies and brownies and eat it in the middle of the night.
See, that's why Meryl probably went a lot more braver than I am, because I wouldn't even want to get up to even go to the restroom at night, and he's over here munching with brownies and snacks. That's crazy.
Yeah, I was snacking it on out in the kitchen.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, do you remember we had some like other people come to this to living with us?
The other Mexican people.
Yeah, the Mexican people, and she had like a baby. I don't know if you were with us, but I remember me and the lady, right, the foster mom. She picked. I went with her to pick her up from the Heiser school, and she got into a massive fight, like pulling hair. They grabbed her hair and like smashed each other on the concrete. Like it
No,
was.
I
It
did
was,
not know that.
Oh yeah, it was a big fight. And then Tammy was just like staring and watching. And I told that lady, and then I said, "Can you stop it?" And she didn't want to do it,
Yeah.
But it was interesting.
I remember the brothers, older brother and the younger brother. I remember that's the first time I heard Little Flip, the rapper, Little Flapper, Little Flip. They would play like Little Flip and SPM and stuff. And
see, it's interesting. I didn't hear any music like that. The only music that I remember listening to is "Picture Away." That's it.
I threw your picture away.
Yeah. And I didn't like it. I remember telling them, I don't like this song. It makes me have bad dreams.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's interesting how he remembers those rappers, and I don't remember any of that. It's probably why I don't know. It's crazy because I feel like sometimes we feel like we grew up in a different household because you listen to certain music, I don't. I don't know. I think that's quite interesting because you're only 2 years younger than me. We grew up in the same household, but yet your memories is completely different than mine.
You get one more, big dog.
Give me another one too. But yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro. It's pretty much it on the foster care side. Do you remember the first day coming back home to mom?
I remember having like weekly visitations, and I remember Adan being such a baby, newborn, and I remember being super excited because he was crying. Thank you. He was crying, and I remember rocking him and putting him to sleep. And I made him fall asleep, and I was so excited. I went home, obviously back to the foster home, and I was like, I'll put my little brother asleep, So I was super excited about that.
That's amazing. Yeah. I remember those weekly visitations too. I remember mom, when we go visit her, she'll bring us Lunchables.
Oh yeah. Oh, the Jello too.
Yeah.
The Jellos. Oh, the Jellos is probably the biggest memory. Our visitations, she'll bring like every time Jello.
Snacks, food, and we would eat the shit out of that.
I remember one of her visitations, she threw up in the visitation. That was before we found out she was pregnant.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I remember.
Wow. Yeah, I remember visiting mom on the visitations.
Yeah.
And seeing my little brother, Adon, newborn baby.
Yeah.
And it was just crazy. I don't know, but I remember when we go visit my mom, we'll be at her house, and I would tell my mom, I'd be like, I think I would raise my hand.
Yeah.
And I would ask her, can I use the restroom?
Really?
Yeah, and she'd be like, son, in Spanish, you ain't gotta ask me to use the restroom. Just go use the restroom. She's like, you ain't gotta ask me.
Was it over here, like in this side of town, right?
It was on the west side. I know exactly where it's at.
Really?
Yes.
I remember it being the west side, yeah, for sure. And Grandma Chinta and all that.
By the old Esperanza. Yeah.
My mom actually had her baby shower there for Adan there.
Really?
I remember. We actually have a photo.
Yeah, I used to ask my mom permission to use the restroom.
Yeah.
She'd be like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Just go to the restroom.
I think we grew up in a very... I don't know. I actually always wanted to learn more about maybe like yours, family versus ours. I don't know, because I just feel like I feel like our food. I don't think we were even like we ate right as kids, right? I don't know. I think our nutrition wasn't as the best.
What do you mean?
probably.
Explain.
I don't know. I was also the child in the family where like I would tell mom what to make for dinner. I don't know if you knew that, but every decision she made for dinner was actually because of me.
Yes, I do remember you telling me what to make.
Yeah, so I was the kind of decision maker. But I feel like our dinners were just beans by itself. I want to know, like, did anybody else have that for dinner? Like just beans? Like, is that we loved it? Like, it wasn't a complaint.
No, yeah, it was
Like,
our favorite.
Yeah. So
With tortilla.
yeah,
Beans
so
and
I don't
cheese.
know, yeah, and then we go to foster care and it's like it has like we have sides and stuff. You're right. It was just beans and
We
cheese and
had
tortillas, right?
options.
Yeah, and ours was just a big old pot of just beans and cheese.
I think the only thing I liked in foster care was probably the mac and cheese.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, because Valvitas,
Huh?
Valvitas, right?
What is that?
The brand box.
Oh, okay, the brand. Okay, yes. I think that's the only thing I liked was beans and cheese.
Yeah, beans and cheese. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, fucking.
Let's talk about why don't we eat vegetables. Do you eat vegetables now?
I do. I love
Yeah.
veggies.
I don't know why.
What kind of veggies do you cook?
Man, I fucking broccoli, green beans, fucking lettuce, tomatoes, onions.
I still order my tacos no cilantro, no
I lo-
onion still.
I love my carrots. Yeah, I'm a big veggie guy now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big
Okay.
veggie guy now.
Yeah. I don't know. I've seen this episode from TLC about like my strange addiction or something, and one of the episodes was like this guy that never ate vegetables. Like it was just no vegetables. He couldn't eat vegetables. I feel like that's me.
Really? I think you eventually come to it.
Yeah. I think. I don't know. I think you're right. Eventually.
Yeah, you eventually come
Yeah.
to it.
I don't know. I'm turning 30 next month, so maybe eventually, right? In my 30s, maybe.
Mhm.
Okay.
You eventually come to it. So yeah, do you remember coming back from back home?
I remember. Yeah, it was in Avenue B. Avenue B. I remember.
That's when we came back home?
Yeah, Avenue B. 'Cause I remember we got dropped off. We got our stuff, and yeah, Avenue B.
That's crazy. I don't remember coming back completely.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, Avenue B. I just remember us like getting to the house. I don't remember us like packing up or anything like that. I just remember, just our foster parents' vehicle in the driveway, and then just getting our stuff out.
Nice.
That's where we met our neighbor Jessica
Yeah.
next door. I remember her bike was like no tires, no wheels, or no. We had a trampoline.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
It was
Okay.
cool. I think we had a fun childhood, honestly.
I think so too.
We actually like pretty much like dominated the block pretty much. Like honestly, like any other people around our age, like we would be friends with them,
Uh-huh.
and then we actually were the troublemakers.
Yeah.
I think we were the troublemakers,
Yeah.
and I think our childhood became worse after we left Jefferson Street.
Uh-huh.
You know?
Oh yeah. I agree. So I think so too.
Yeah.
I remember stealing toys from the neighbors and shit, getting in
Yeah.
trouble for it.
Yeah, because we would actually go. Yeah. So if we were bored as in our childhood, if we were bored and if we noticed that the neighbor had toys or a pool, we would just grab it. Remember? We would just grab it.
A whole swimming pool. We stole a whole swimming pool.
Oh
one
yeah,
time.
we stole the whole swimming pool.
We
Yeah,
put it in our yard, and the neighbors came out like, "That's our pool,"
yeah.
and we're like, "No, it's ours."
Actually, I don't remember us telling them that this is our pools. We'll just like not answer the door. You know, like, they'll just knock at our door to confront us, and we'll just not answer it. That's what I remember.
Yeah, man, childhood.
And let them just grab it.
I remember we were so fucking ghetto that our bikes were flat, and we couldn't air it up because they had holes in the tubings.
Yeah.
So we would just push the bikes with our hands and play with the bikes like that with our hands.
Yeah,
You remember that?
I remember that. Yeah, we would also go like ding dong ditch. You know, we called it by a different name back in the day though.
Yeah.
Yeah, we call it yeah.
Yeah, man. I remember that too.
And remember chicken shit.
Chicken shit.
Yeah, and I would actually come up with nicknames too for the different people in the block.
Omar used to be a bully.
Yeah, well, not a bully. I just come up with nicknames. Yeah, we used to call this guy chicken shit all the time.
Yeah, man. I used to bully
No,
the guy.
Actually, we were friends though. That's not like we honestly we had that nickname for him
But we weren't enemies. Like we were cool. We would hang out and have fun and have a chill time. Like we weren't like that kind of bullies. Just for the record, like it was like we had nicknames for people, but we were cool. We didn't no drama. Like it was a fun time. So we weren't like the toxic bullies. We were like have thick skin kind of bullies,
Right.
right?
That's right.